This is Kerry Shamblin with my August 2022 Astrological forecast. This is the 9 planets summary. The sun represents our soul, leaders, government, heart, and individual agenda. The sun is very fiery. For the first half of August, we continue our focus on family time as the sun finishes his tour of Cancer, a sensitive and homey environment. This is a good time to make sure your heart and mind are on the same page. As you analyze what needs to stay, go, or change, consider how both your time and space will be affected by your personal decisions. For the latter half of August, the sun, which represents how we express ourselves as an individual, will travel through his own sign of Leo, which means that it's a great time for me time, for solo projects, and for celebrating life with friends. The sun is fiery and traversing fiery territory, and with other factors involved, could be subject to unexpected situations that engender fear or frustration. Make sure to balance the heated planetary weather with personal efforts to maintain the cool and calm. The moon represents emotions, mental fluctuations, mothers, caregiving, devotion, nutrition, and is watery. August begins with a waxing moon that becomes a full moon in Capricorn on August 11th. This could feel like a pivotal moment, caught between responsibility toward others while at the same time attempting to fulfill personal ambitions. That it may be possible to build a structure that will handle both could become evident. Through the second part of August, the moon begins to wane, once again joining the sun for a new moon in Leo on August 27th. This time of the month can find our reserves of mental and physical energy low. It is a good time to rest and regroup. Leo is a good environment for assessing personal satisfaction. Don't allow yourself to be talked out of going for what is really important. Mars rules power, strategy, protection, alchemy, courage, and strength. Mars can be both fiery and watery. Mars energy is felt as power, drive, strategy, resource management, and problem solving. Like the sun, Mars can push us toward making sure our personal requirements are fulfilled. This energy has been amplified since late June, when Mars moved into Aries. We should feel a shift around August 10th, when Mars changes signs to Taurus, where he will spend 6 of the next 7 months. Where we may have felt driven, impatient, or edgy with Mars in Aries, we may begin to use the resources and materials we've collected to improve, strengthen, and beautify our surroundings. Doing our work, enjoying our food, and focusing on creative pursuits, we may find ourselves calm and content. Settle in, because Mars has some good work to do in Taurus for the next couple of months. Mercury rules communication, currency, intelligence, analysis, local travel, and markets. Mercury is both earth and air. Mercury's condition is associated with how communications and transactions go. Until August 20th, Mercury runs through Leo, which is a great time to get a clear head about self-expression, solo projects, and writing of any kind. Time to practice for performance, memorize lines, doodle until a good idea shows up, and have fun doing it. Mercury will travel through Virgo from August 20th through October 24th. A similar time frame to Mars moving through Taurus, The combination of these two transits, Mercury in Virgo with Mars in Taurus, strongly supports material manifestation of long envisioned projects. Mercury in Virgo is great for hands-on work, analytics, lesson planning, writing, harvesting, and processing. Just do it, as they say. Jupiter rules growth, expansion, positivity, children, education, divinity, abundance. Jupiter is associated with fire, water, and space. Jupiter's transits reflect our growth processes and potential and are associated with positive outcomes, wisdom, and purpose. From April 2022 through April 2023, Jupiter benefits many domains of life by moving through Pisces. Don't be surprised if some momentum is lost or hopes deflated temporarily due to Jupiter retrograde from July 28th through November 23rd. Just when you thought you were ready to grab that diploma and go, you may find that certain lessons bear repeating. Don't resist this opportunity for redoing and relearning. Sink back and let the tides guide you as you dive deeper into the wisdom of dissolving the ego into the cosmic ocean. Venus rules relationships, business, politics, entertainment, love, beauty, creativity. Venus is associated with earth, air, and water. Venus's role in the planetary parade is to inspire us to connect to others, including the planet Earth and her bounty. In this way, we can track relationships, creative pursuits, and social effects through Venus. From August 6th through the 31st, Venus transits Cancer, which will create a sensitive counterbalance to the loud and fiery energy flowing into Leo, the neighboring sign to Cancer. We may find ourselves being a supportive friend to someone traversing a difficult bridge during this time. Step up and be there for those familiar to you or anyone you see struggling. If you are on the opposite end of the spectrum, ask for help and accept it. A kind gesture during these last few weeks of August could make the difference for some of us. Saturn shows limitation, contraction, illness, suffering, karma, time, age, slow speed, and cold. Saturn is associated with earth and air. During August, retrograde Saturn continues to bring up unfinished business from the past. Saturn will remain retrograde in Capricorn through October 22nd, then change direction and head into Aquarius on January 16th, 2023. Saturn's effects can be felt as limitation, pressure, difficulty, and sorrow that push us toward overcoming painful situations through determination and with detachment. This is a final call to work through foundational issues that are essential to address before moving forward. Themes of balance between work and mental happiness could be prominent. Solutions may lie in adding what is missing, rather than ejecting what is not needed. Rahu is the north node of the moon and shows humanity, instability, addiction, innovation, internationalism, diversity, and opportunity. Rahu is associated with air. Rahu transits the fiery environment of Aries from April of 2022 through October of 2023, which creates a dynamic connection to that which we truly desire and boosts our courage to actually go for it. Rahu is associated with humanity in general, fame, desire, instability, and innovation. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius signs all benefit from this wild Rahu effect during this time frame. This volatile energy is powerful, but must be handled with care. Beware of compulsive decisions, selfish motivations, and get-rich-quick schemes. When Mars leaves Aries on August 10th, Rahu's volume may seem to decrease, which could feel like a welcome break from the intensity that came from Rahu and Mars combination that began in late June. From mid-August on, Rahu sitting alone in Aries could signal that we are moving from the planning to the building phase. Ketu is the south node of the moon and shows followers, armies, spirituality, intuition, mistakes, blindness, and obstruction. Ketu is associated with fire. Ketu transits Libra from April 2022 through October 2023, inviting us to rebalance our relationships, hone our intuition, and find our spiritual friends, including activities that are designed to unite rather than divide. During August, retrograde Saturn will be adding his weight to Libra, bringing back a feeling of strong obstruction or resistance in one area of our lives. We could collectively feel a bit weary of social time and crave that quiet cave where we can settle down and recharge while reprioritizing our commitments. Ketu's energy may also shift with Mars's move to Taurus on August 10th, when we may feel a sense of resolve that allows us to relax. For an in-depth analysis of specific planetary placements, please continue to listen to the full planetary forecast. Jupiter retrograde in Pisces from July 28th through November 23rd. We rely on Jupiter to buoy us, to act as a teacher, guide, and minister, and to preside over the principles of growth, nature, and truth. To ensure abundance, right direction, and positive results, it is wise to understand how Jupiter can help in one's natal chart, as well as harnessing the righteousness of transiting Jupiter. From April 2022 through April 2023, we all may gain some benefit from the influence of Jupiter in Pisces, his own water sign, which enables expansion and growth in all of the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. The last transit of Jupiter through Pisces was from May 2010 through May 2011. Recalling events of that time may give a clue about how this current transit may play out. Retrograde motion can confuse the influence of the planet. There is a sense of strength with retrograde motion that is accompanied by instability. We could see results that are opposite of what we may normally expect, or we could see that persistence wins the day because we are inspired to try again. Jupiter's growth potential could slightly shrink during this nearly 4-month retrograde phase. What we thought may have been on the rise could deflate some. Additionally, retrograde Saturn re-entered Capricorn, granting Saturn a good angle to see and influence the sign of Pisces. Even though Saturn's pressure may be a bit less due to his own retrograde motion, the effect of Saturn on Jupiter always gives us the opportunity to rebalance. What deflates may be the subject of analysis that results in either salvage or dissolution. Painful truths may have been revealed with Saturn's repositioning. Retrograde Jupiter will help us to face the facts, recollect our pieces, and realign to the structures we have built to support our purposeful actions. All of the water signs benefit from Jupiter's presence, but the one to watch especially at this time is Cancer, as it is also receiving the full face of Saturn and, until August 10th, Mars. This is a lot of power and potency, with a mixture of positive, negative, and transformative elements. Saturn and Jupiter will both aspect Cancer until Saturn changes signs on January 17th, 2023. When both of these influential planets aspect one sign, that sign benefits in the sense of becoming receptive to well-structured growth. There is an equal mixture of expansion and contraction, positive and negative, growth and decay. Jupiter and Saturn are both in good dignity as they each occupy one of their own signs. Jupiter's water sign and Saturn's earth sign are activated and pushing their energy into Cancer, a water sign ruled by the moon. Overall, this is good energy for making deep, practical, and lasting changes that require mental and emotional rebalancing. Earth and water signs are associated with material, physical, mental, and emotional realms. This is a good time to explore mind-body connections that reveal reasons and remedies for what ails you. Mercury transits Leo from July 31st through August 20th. Mercury affects how we communicate and transact. Themes associated with Mercury include neutrality, affability, flexibility, quickness, and duality. The archetype of the winged-footed messenger is quite fitting, and we are wise to remember not to blame said messenger. During July, Mercury quickly traversed Cancer, which, as mentioned above, is quite charged up with the energy of Saturn, Jupiter, and Mars pouring in. Mercury's analytical game is strong, but treading water in emotional situations can be difficult. Changing scene into Leo could feel relieving, as Mercury can get back to work without the distraction of what could have been a deep dive into mental turmoil of some kind. Mercury has moved out of the combustion range of the Sun by this point, as well as having moved out of Saturn and Jupiter aspect location. He trades these structured and guided voices of reason for the aspect of Rahu from Aries, which could amplify Mercury's voice as he takes the stage. This would be a great period to take the mic in hand and get your message out. From August 10th through the 20th, Mars from Taurus via aspect will further fire up already enthusiastic Mercury. This will help you muster the courage to broadcast your message, if courage is what is lacking. Mars is skilled with strategy and resource management, and when influencing Mercury, can help push new technologies and procedures. Overall, we can expect Mercury transiting Leo to be supportive of creative communication efforts. Venus transits Cancer from August 6th through the 31st. While the strong influence of Jupiter, combined with Saturn, can make Cancer a great alchemical location for the next 5 months, it can be intense. Venus moves through Cancer from August 6th through the 31st, which could be a welcome balm. Self-care, rejuvenation, art therapy, deep cleaning the home, physical cleansing, music, and anything that feels nurturing would be encouraged during this time. With the fiery signs lit up by Rahu and Mercury, Venus in Cancer is a nice counterbalance. Be sure to balance socializing, creating, and collaborating with relaxation and solitude. Inject moments of calm into dynamic situations and pay attention to the need for maintaining health through a vibrant nutrition routine. Venus in Cancer could bring up deep emotions, so remember to fall back on the rational, analytical curiosity of Mercury if the waves become too choppy. This is also good energy for socializing with family and friends. Plan some get-togethers, share food, and stake your claim for peaceful, nurturing interactions. With the aspects of Jupiter and Saturn having something to focus on, for example, the planets transiting through Cancer, we may use Venus to inspire creative growth and beautiful structures. With Venus as a focus, we beautify, create, and connect. Venus moves through Leo from August 31st to September 24th. More on this in the September forecast, but a heads up that the current crucible, that is the sign of Leo, could be even more enlivened by the graceful and beautiful creatrix, Venus. Mars transits Taurus, August 10th through October 15th. For 6 of the next 7 months, Mars will transit Venus's Earth sign, Taurus. The first section will be from August 10th through October 15th, with a break from October 15th through November 13th, when Mars goes to Gemini. The additional chapter of Mars transiting Taurus is due to a retrograde period. After Mars enters Gemini on October 15th, retrograde motion begins on October 30th, returning Mars to Taurus on November 13th. On January 12th, 2023, Mars will regain direct motion at 14 degrees Taurus and again traverse the latter degrees, moving to Gemini on March 12th, 2023. With this much time in one sign, we may be able to use the powerful planning, building, and executing faculties of Mars to make good progress. Knowing that we are setting up this workspace, it may be time to enact a long-range plan for how to maximize this transit. In addition to acting in Taurus, Mars's aspect extends to Leo, Scorpio, and Sagittarius. Keep in mind that the sign where a planet transits flavors the nature of that influence. Since Taurus is ruled by Venus, this entire transit of Mars through Taurus is founded by Venus and will be affected by Venus's transit effects as well. With Mars in Venus's sign for this length of time, we are again faced with a Mars plus Venus energy that can be passionate and alchemical. Remember the prolonged Mars plus Venus conjunction earlier in 2022. Perhaps keystones laid during that time are now ready for more building. Mars and Venus joined in Sagittarius in mid-February and traveled together for about 6 weeks before breaking up in early April. During February, the pair joined in Sagittarius and during March moved to Capricorn. Think back to seeds planted during that time that you may have given up on already. You may be surprised to find that there was some rooting that leads to viable growth. Mars carries fiery, masculine, focused energy that enables us to plan, strategize, build, and consolidate resources. Venus inspires collective connection, appreciation for the sublime, and the enchanting expression of feminine power. In practice, there is a strong attraction between Mars and Venus, while in theory, there is a dynamic repulsion at the same time. This creates a dramatic energy that becomes the crucible for life, art, and personal experience here on Earth. In August, during this transit, Venus will be in the feminine watery sign of Cancer, as mentioned in the above section. This fosters a juicy, creative environment that could be used to start new projects. Mars could help to begin digging and building on the ground level, but at the direction of Venus, who will be stronger during this month. If you find yourself getting irritated by the lack of clear answers, craving a landscape of black and white thought, you may want to surrender temporarily to the uncertain beauty of nature and her wild, chaotic ways. Mars will be in Taurus for some time, and it is time for the feminine principle to direct and inspire the building projects. There will be a full moon in Capricorn, Dhanishta, August 11th. In the evening of Thursday, August 11th, the moon comes into exact opposition with the sun, yielding a beautiful summer full moon. The sun is at 26 degrees Cancer, while the moon is at 26 degrees Capricorn, reflecting the full light of the sun right back into Cancer, her own sign. This reverberating light of the full moon always makes for a powerful moment. This moment in time could feel bittersweet, as the moon joins a strong Saturn in his own sign, signaling the emotional heaviness that comes with confronting life's disappointments. Mercury joins the sun in Cancer, which pairs each luminary with a planet that invites detachment and practical regard. The nakshatra Dhanishta is ruled by Mars and lies within Saturn's territory. This is a good time to actively find the rhythm again. Saturn is retrograde in Capricorn, bringing us back into situations that arose during 2020 through 2021, or even further back to 1991 and 1992. Even though emotions can be strong during a full moon, this particular setup is perfect for allowing the emotions to arise and express while not being pulled into a vortex and losing ground. Put spiritual practices to work in real-time situations. Another factor of this particular full moon is Saturn's proximity, which puts the Sun and Saturn also into an exact opposition. These two planets polarize in the realm of self-regard, with Saturn emphasizing humility and social responsibility, while the Sun focuses on individual achievement and self-importance. Oppositions and conjunctions of these two planets bring forth themes that invite us to find a healthy and sustainable balance between self and other. Allow the luminaries to shine light on how to identify what the heart and mind both need to feel fulfilled, and allow Saturn and Mercury to calculate what can be let go in order to support that balanced and fulfilled state of self. The Sun transits Leo from August 16th through September 16th. After sorting out the self-esteem balance sheet, the Sun moves on to his own sign of Leo from August 16th through September 16th. The Sun is very strong here and can support performance-related work, leadership efforts, and self-promotion. While in Cancer, the Sun moved through the mixed influences of retrograde Jupiter from Pisces and retrograde Saturn from Capricorn, which could have helped in the sense of getting back to basic plans and figuring out how to maximize growth with limited resources. This year, as the Sun transits Leo, he receives the aspects and influences of both Rahu from Aries and Mars from Taurus. What a great combination to encourage creative pioneering. Find that fire and channel it into self-expression that you want to broadcast to a larger audience. For the first half of this transit, after Mercury exits Leo on August 20th, the Sun shines alone in Leo, with Rahu and Mars giving aspects. In some way, this could be one of those spotlight moments of your life, walking alone into the center of the arena and performing. Tap into the deepest well of self-love and confidence, knowing that you were born for this. Mars adds courage and Rahu adds pluck, so even pretending and faking it a bit will work too. For those with Leo strong and personal charts, this could be a strong wind that brings unexpected connections both professionally and personally. Mercury transits Virgo from August 20th through October 26th. Leaving Leo in the dust, Mercury enters Virgo for an extended stay due to a Mercury retrograde cycle from September 9th to October 2nd. Mercury governs our capacity for communication, exchange, analysis, and learning. Virgo is one of Mercury's own territories, conferring upon him strength due to passage through his own sign, and even exaltation status, which really boosts the effects of any planet. Strong and exalted Mercury means we are afforded a couple of months solid, where we can make effort related to education, writing, health, analytics, and harvesting the fruits that we may have borne. For the last part of August and the first week of September, Mercury moves in forward motion, which could be supportive in gaining momentum, producing first drafts and completing tasks. Rehash and editing time will be available during the retrograde stint from September 9th to October 2nd. New moon in Leo, Magha, August 27th. The latter part of August sees the moon waning, joining the sun in Leo on August 27th for the new moon. The luminaries join at 10 degrees Leo, which falls into the nakshatra Magha, ruled by Ketu. With both Mars and Rahu aspecting this new moon, there is potential for unexpected and sudden flare-ups. The Sun, Leo, Mars, and Ketu all have fiery reputations. To balance this out, dig into the watery wells of patience and compassion when those moments of frustration or aggression arise. Late August could feel both settled and unsettled at once. Saturn in Capricorn and Mercury in Virgo, both planets in their own earth signs, will be our ground. Jupiter and Venus in watery signs will afford us wisdom and compassion. Rahu and Mars, aspecting the vulnerable moon and mighty sun at once, could fuel desire and lend courage. Leo is where the action is as August becomes September. Magha Nakshatra is associated with lineages and ancestors. This new moon could encourage us to dig deeply into our very DNA to find the creativity, resolve, and strength we need to navigate forward from here.